Question 16b asked the students to look at this graph showing the males, the people, total, and also females, and then discuss the reasons for the difference in death rates for males and females of this age group. So discuss being our key term, the reasons for. Now, differences in death rates, which is what the graph's about, death rates for young people, for males and females of this age group. Now, first thing, must discuss the reasons for differences in death rates. So death rates for young people, for males and females. So what's the difference for males and females in the age bracket of 12 to 24, which is what's shown here in this graph. So that's what the question's asking us to do. Let's go and have a look at some sample answers here. And we've got this one here. First of all, just a little one for us all to remember next time. Anytime you're given a graph in a question or a picture or a diagram or something, you need to make reference to that in your answer somewhere. So we need to keep that in mind for later on. So it says here, we'll just go through this answer. Have a look. The death rates of both males. Sorry, before we do that, I need to show you what part of the syllabus, which would be health behaviours of young people. This is the dot point where it's come from here. So we'll go back to our answer. The death rates of both males and females show a dramatic difference between each other when looking at this graph. Straight away, reworded the question in his answer, and he made mention of the graph. One reason for the difference or the differing view would be drug use. Then men are more peer pressured than women when it comes to going out, simply drinking alcohol or smoking cigarettes. These groups are based in women, where the influence of peer pressure or drug abuse is a commonality. Next, the issue of violence has been seen as a common issue in men. So straight away we're starting to notice some differences between men and women based off why there may be some death rates. The effect of lifestyle diseases such as obesity and diabetes relate more to men. So not just mentioning it, but showing why they would be different. Where they tend to take, so women tend to take better care of themselves due to the social and emotional standings, as well as public appearance. And lastly, the incidence of traffic accidents. This has seen males get into pressure to speed or take place in drinking and driving. This being a major, and it continues over the page, this being a major lead up to the occurrence of traffic accidents. Women, on the other hand, do not as much pose a threat on the roads as much as young teenage men due to peer pressure and giving into temptation. So that's the thing there. What I've liked about this answer is that all the way through he's shown the difference between males and females, which is exactly what the question asked you to do. What I found with this answer, students will give me a comparison from 1980 to 2004. The question doesn't ask for that. Doesn't want to know why there's been a drop in total from 1980 to 2004. It wants to know what's the difference between death rates for males and females. The next thing is the age bracket, 12 to 24 years of age. And there it is there. Students will give me some reasons along the lines of, from 12 to 24, work-related stress would be a concern. And for me, I'm thinking, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, they're not working yet. So that's poor reading of the question to understand the aging or the age of the actual bracket that was given. Some other things, the big concern for me here, and this question was done quite poorly by most students, was that they need to talk about the difference between genders. And that just didn't happen. Too many students just did from 1980 to 2004. This is what happened. You must relate the answer to both males and females. There's no need to be mentioning other age brackets because the question doesn't ask for that, nor do we have it on the graph here for us to see. So for me, it was a little bit of an issue. Some of the things that need to be in your answer were risk-taking behaviours, which I know we've completed in class. So drinking, speeding, fast driving, peer pressure, employment, drugs. Some other things that might have come in could have been things such as suicide, some mental conditions, depression. So these are things that would come into it from the 12 to 24 age bracket. Okay, and it just didn't, students just didn't answer this question well at all, and they didn't read it carefully in order to get the best response. So that's a lesson to be learned for most students. For 6 marks, the reasons for the differences in death rates for males and females, not from 1980 to 2004. So that was question 16b.